You know, folks ask me if I ever do any preaching. No, I ain't never tried preaching. I talk about religion a lot. I think about it more than I talk about it, but I ain't never tried preaching. I go to one of them old-time hellfire and brimstone churches, Mount St. Helens Baptist Church. You know, that's one of them churches where they believe in baptize first and ask questions later. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We got a good preacher. The only problem is he has a tendency to be too long-winded sometimes. Sometimes he don't know when to quit preaching. I told him one time, I said, you know, preacher, to me, preaching a sermon is just like driving a nail. He said, what do you mean? I said, now, it may be a tough piece of lumber, but once you get it drove in, there ain't no use to stand there and just keep beating on it. One Sunday, he just kept preaching and kept preaching and kept preaching. I thought he never was going to quit preaching. Well, I finally just got up and got my hat and coat and started walking toward the back door. He said, Milton, Crabapple, he said, where are you going? I said, well, preacher, I'm going home and mow my hay field. He said, well, if the hay field is that important, how come you didn't mow it before you come to church? Well, I just told him it didn't need mowing when I come to church. I said, preacher, anybody told you they could just sit and listen to you preach all day long? He said, no, they never have. I said, well, then what gave you that idea then? He's got a little boy about 10 years old. And a while back, that little boy went all over Crabapple telling everybody that his daddy owned hell. Now, ain't that something for a preacher's kid? He come by the jail telling me about it. He said, my daddy owns hell. I said, he does? He said, yes, sir. I said, how do you know he does? He said, well, he said he does. I said, well, where did he get hell from? He said he come home Thursday night and told my mama that they give it to him at the Deacon's meeting.